Okay, let's get this started. Go Nintendo Podcast, episode 538, the Throw Podcast. Throw is a fighting type Pokemon. It is not known to evolve into or from any other Pokemon. Throw is a bipedal humanoid Pokemon with a bulky red body and rocky skin. Its head is round and low on its shoulders with a T-shaped black feature that forms its nose and brow. Its hands and feet have 3 digits, with its fingers being rounded. It wears a white judogi with a black V-neck collar that extends down to its black belt. The gi has an intricate diamond pattern on its sleeve and a black square patch on the bend of its knees. Throw travel in packs containing 5 members. It weaves its black belt from vines and ties the belt to increase its power. It is driven to throw larger opponents and will always try to do so. This Pokemon is an all-male species with no female counterpart. Well, that's sad. Well, perhaps some of them are into other males, but certainly would be nice to get a female's perspective, but I guess not for this Pokemon. He made his TV debut in The Clubsplosion Begins under the ownership of Montgomery. He's number 538. He's a fighting type Pokemon, and that's all I got for you. Hello, everybody. How you doing? It is not a solo show today. I'll be joined shortly by some people. I believe Kirby will be here, and Mom Brain will definitely be here. But for right now, yes, just me. I mean, they should be here very shortly. Hello, Rosalina and Zenoice and Alien Boy VA. And by the way, Alien Boy VA, thank you very much for sharing the Nintendo Badge Arcade updates with us every day. I greatly appreciate that. So thank you for sending over those emails and putting together those posts. Hello, DRZ and Flood and Gory and Link Triforce and Mitchy Mouse. I believe, Mitchy Mouse, I saw your comment earlier talking about Mom Brain getting you addicted to Neko Atsume. Blame me, because I got her addicted to it. So it's all my fault. If I didn't show it to her, then she wouldn't have talked about it, and you wouldn't have got suckered into it. So, but I'm still playing it. I think it's great. Hello, Roth, Sathi, and TAW, and Twisted N, and Vash, and Weedle, and Xenosov, and a whole bunch of idlers in the chat room. Thank you for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. I hope you had a great week. We got a lot to talk about this week. There was actually a decent amount of news, including an interesting interview with Nintendo's president and Time Magazine website. But I also have been playing a lot. Oh, damn it. I meant to look this up. I don't know. There's games I'm playing that I don't know what I can talk about. I'll have to look at email later. But yeah, lots to talk about. I've been playing a lot. So, oh, hello, Kirby.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, glad I could make it this week.
Mom Brain is on her way.
Oh.
She was at a party, a little baby's party. One of Dorothy's kids is like, I don't know, 6? That sounds right. So she, instead of coming to the podcast at the start, was enjoying pizza and playing Ninja Turtles from what I heard. So I guess she feels it's better than you guys.
Bitch.
I know, right? So yeah, I have some games to talk about later on, exciting stuff that I wish I could talk more to you about, but I cannot. That's for a later date. We have our Twitter question, which we would love for you guys to answer. I know we didn't have one last week because of the wackiness of the show, but this week we have our Twitter question up, and we are asking you guys what your favorite Nintendo console controller is and why. We want to know what controller you like the most out of all of Nintendo's consoles, and fill us in on why you think it's the best. So you can reply to our Twitter question. That's on our Twitter page, obviously, at GoNintendo Tweet, or you can check it out on GoNintendo.com. We have it in the post for the podcast where you might be watching this right now. So just reply to that tweet, and we will read your answer later on. There was something. Oh, yeah, the latest Parents Play episode gives you an early look at the much anticipated fast racing Neo from Shinen, the same company who did Art of Balance Touch and Fast Racing League, and the name of that guy that I can't remember. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, it's a Jet Rocket, among other things. So that game comes out, I believe it's the 10th. You guys can purchase it on the 10th for your Wii U home gaming console. Blame the table arrangement on Mom Brain because she needed to fit in the Christmas tree. So,
okay.
So that's why we're back to this crappy arrangement.
Couldn't be helped.
So yeah, Fast Racing Neo comes out this coming week, and we have a look at the first 4 tracks in the first cup. And it's my parents playing it, so you can enjoy watching them try and control a spacecraft going over 600 miles an hour. And I know my dad loses it in every video, and I know he's bad at almost all the games he plays, but this one in particular, he really lost his mind. I think the sense of speed was just too much for him, and it blew his mind. So about halfway through the video, he absolutely goes crazy. His shoes
real tight.
Real tight, tighter than they've ever been before. So check that out. That's in the Go Original content bar, or it's also marked as a top story. So thank you to those of you that are answering the question, and thank you to those of you that have watched the video or plan to do so. I greatly appreciate it. I think that's all the regular stuff to get out of the way. All right, let's do top stories. Mr. Itoi, Shigesato Itoi, the man that created Earthbound, he had an interview with Game.watch, a Japanese website, and he talked about, among other things, how popular Earthbound is. He says why there's no Earthbound 4 or Mother 4, whatever you'd like to call it. And he also talks about the passing of Mr. Iwata. Speaking of Iwata, if he were alive, today would be his 56th birthday. So I said a happy birthday to Mr. Iwata. Technically, it's today in Japan because he was, what's today? The 5th. Yeah, he was December 6th. So in Japan, it is his birthday today. Here, not yet, but we're talking about it today. Because if we talk about it tomorrow, it'll be too late. So Mr. Itoi talked about his relationship with Iwata and all that jazz. He's asked why Earthbound/Mother continues to be so popular so many years after the original releases. And he says, it's the connection with modern day life and modern day places, I suppose. When you're suddenly told it's dinner time right in the middle of playing Dragon Quest, you're taken out of the setting. But it's different with Mother. I think it's good that it's tied to modern day life. I mean, Earthbound/Mother definitely has a much different feeling from any other RPG out there. The whole series is about, like, you know, regular kids, regular town life mixed in with weird aliens and weird people in general. People in America are always saying Mother 4 is on its way to being made, but that's simply a rumor. I can't even imagine how difficult it would be now. Of course, only showing the very fringe elements and giving the impression that it was being worked on was something I did thoroughly with Mother 2 and 3. So it's not coming. He's not doing it. I mean, if it does happen, I shouldn't say never, but
never say never.
As of right now, he's not working on it and has no plans to. But, you know, Nintendo could approach him and be like, hey, you want to do Mother 4? We'll work with you on it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, sure.
And he talks about Mr. Iwata. And he says, just the other day I was talking to my staff and saying that if Iwata were here, he'd say something like such and such in this case. It was a conversation about how I'd love to have Iwata here in various situations. And he's particularly needed in the baseball industry, stuff like that. Sometimes I do an imitation of Iwata's voice. Iwata's birthday is coming up. So I'm thinking that once more this year, I'll need to talk about some story I can share about Iwata. If I don't, I feel like that grief everyone is feeling will simply grow. I'd love to have a day where Iwata would come back to us and talk with everyone. I mean, he only passed away this year, you know. Even now, I'm still filled with sadness. There's nothing like this, even among my own family. Wow. So we know that they were good, very good friends. We knew that all along, but seems like Mr. Itoi is having an especially rough time with it. Cappy Likes Games says, I don't know about anyone else, but whenever Itoi talks about Iwata, I feel genuineness oozing out of his words, and that's a really good thing. I also wonder if this Mother 4 rumor pertains to the fan game. Oh, that's true, because Mother 4 is in the works, but from a fan, like from fans, not from Nintendo at all. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. Europe. This week's digital downloads. What did Europe get? They got Pokemon Picross. That is a free to Nintendo calls them free to start game. Whoops. Except you don't need to pay to play any of it. You can play through the whole thing for free. So that's available, but there are microtransactions if you'd like to speed things up or get yourself a leg up in the game. So the game and microtransactions are live. Nintendo says, turn puzzles into portraits with Pokemon Picross. Solve over 300 number puzzles to complete pictures of your favorite Pokemon. Like Mr. Mime, hopefully. When you complete a puzzle, you'll add that Pokemon to your collection. Collected Pokemon can help solve puzzles using a variety of skills. There are 12 skills in all, and their effects vary. Have fun collecting a lot of Pokemon and solving with their help. Yeah, so if you get stuck on a puzzle, you can call them a Pokemon to like chip away at a part of the puzzle and solve that part for you, which should hopefully make the rest of it easier. I really like Picross. I'd like to see him. Oh wait, I was gonna say I'd like to see them do another 3D one, but they did in Japan. Hopefully it'll come here. But Picross is a lot of fun. Also available in Japan or in Europe, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Brothers, which makes me so mad. In North America,
is that the European title?
Yeah.
Okay.
In North America, it's Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which is a funny pun. In Europe, it's Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Brothers. Like, why do they got to add brothers on the end? It makes me so mad.
In case people don't know that they're related.
Two Marios are better than one in Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Brothers, a comical RPG mashup for the 3DS family systems. When two unique universes collide, Paper Mario jumps off the page and joins a super team of Mario Brothers. Together, Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario must save the Mushroom Kingdom from the only thing more threatening than Bowser. Two Bowsers. Real Bowser and Paper Bowser.
Yeah. Makes sense.
If you're looking for a new theme for your 3DS, you can get the Winx at Althea theme, a Fairylicious school. The Winx love Althea, especially when they can spend their time together in Stella's room. I don't know what any of that means. I know what Winx is, but the Winx love Althea, capitalized. A person, a place, especially when they can spend their time together in Stella's room. Stella capitalized. So Stella's got to be a person.
Right.
I don't know what Althea is.
And I don't know what goes on in her room.
Well, girls, fairy girls. I mean, I've seen things on the internet before. Mia and Me, a centropic friendship theme is available. No matter if it's little elves or unicorns, friendship is always magic in Centopia. What the hell, Centopia?
Where are all these places?
Is that related to Winx too? Special offers on a whole bunch of stuff. Wii U, a very big release. Probably the biggest release for Wii U for the rest of this year. Xenoblade Chronicles X is available. Oh, yeah. You can grab that digital. You can grab that retail. Remember, hello, Mom Brain. Remember, if you go digital, you don't need to download the data packs. And also retail, you don't need to download the data packs. But if you do get the retail version, Nintendo suggests you download the data packs off the eShop, which will help speed up the game. So you don't need them, but they're recommended.
Where's my laptop?
In the basket.
Oh, I'll grab it for you.
Thank you.
So like I said, the data packs are available, and they're called the Basic High-Speed Data Loading Pack, the Enemy High-Speed Data Loading Pack, the Player High-Speed Data Loading Pack, and the Scale High-Speed Data Loading Pack. So just get them all. I got them all. Human Resource Machine is available. That's the next game from the guys who did World of Goo. That's available on Wii U. As far as classic Wii games coming to the Wii U, we have Zack and Wiki. One of my favorite Wii games that's now available on not the Wii Virtual Console, just available for download on Wii U. Kirby Mass Attack, the DS game, is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. And Kirby Power Paintbrush, the DS game, which is Kirby Canvas Curse, is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. Again, there's special deals for Wii U games, and that's about it. So there's a lot of good stuff this week. Lots of good Virtual Console stuff. Lots of big name titles like Pokemon Picross and Xenoblade, and then Winx Club themes. So what more could you want? First comment comes from Omnicrom Turtle, and they say, perfect timing. I'm off work for a month and was only reminiscing about Zack and Wiki, but didn't keep my original disc. Well, now's your lucky day.
Well, now you do.
I'm going to have my parents play. Well,
didn't your mom play Zack and
there's
Wiki?
there's two Virtual Console games. Well, again, not Virtual Console. There's two Wii download on Wii U games I'd like for them to play. Zakamick is one, and Trauma Team is the other. How funny would it be to see my parents like operating
Operate on
together? We have some information coming from Digitimes, and they say Nintendo's new console is looking to achieve 10 to 12 million units shipped in 2016. This is the specific quote. Nintendo's new game console is scheduled to enter mass production at the end of the first quarter 2016. And despite the fact that Nintendo is targeting to ship 20 million in 2016, the device's upstream component suppliers expect shipments to reach only 10 to 12 million. Foxconn reportedly has been chosen to manufacture the device, but the company declined to comment on its clients or orders. So no big surprise there. We know the NX is coming. We're going to hear all about it in 2016, and I would be shocked if it didn't release in 2016. And there's some more information for you. Chosen One Knuckles says, totally on point for the NX handheld release next year. Yeah, we don't know what it's going to be. We're going to have to wait until 2016 to find out. Everybody's saying hybrid, portable, and console. That's what I'm leaning towards, too. We'll see what happens. Link Triforce says, my parents playing Trauma Team would be amazing. Well, it's going to happen. It's definitely happening, 100%. I just don't know if it's going to be this week or the week after. Monster Hunter X released in Japan, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Japan really likes Monster Hunter. They're kind of into those games. Yes. So the game came out at retail and sold, I don't know, somewhere around 1.7 million in 2 days, something like that, or 3 days. And there was a shortage of the retail version, and that led people to hop on the eShop and get the download version. Now, Japan is a little bit different than North America or Europe because Japanese gamers aren't really into downloading games. They don't do it too often. They like to go get the retail version. And here in North America and in Europe, we're more into the download versions. But Monster Hunter X, thanks to the shortage, is bucking the trend a little bit. So Monster Hunter X debuted on a 3DS eShop all-time charts. So all-time sales. It debuted at number 15, which was ahead of Monster Hunter 4G. So in 2 days worth of sales, Monster Hunter X sold more digitally than Monster Hunter 4G, which has been out for about a year, if not a little more. So that's insane. And we actually have an update since then. Monster Hunter X is at the 7th place overall, I believe, digital sales. Again, that's 3DS eShop all-time charts. So it's already at number 7, and it's surpassed games like, let's see, Super Mario Brothers, the classic, Virtual Console NES game. It also surpassed Smash Brothers 3DS. It sold more than the digital version of Smash Brothers 3DS. And I think it's at about 300,000 units sold digitally. So we're going to see how far it goes because it's still brand new. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot more digital sales to come. And when the price drops, even more will come in. So I don't think it'll have any problem hitting the top 5 or even the top 3, to tell you the truth. Lewd Party says, nothing will quiet people that cling for a console Monster Hunter, aside from the Silly Frontier series. But like Animal Crossing, this should give an indication that it'll be on a handheld for a very long time. Bravo, Ryozo. Bravo. Well, yeah, Japan portables are bigger, so that's why it's on portables. Especially right now. I mean, PS4 is doing well, but still, the 3DS and even the Vita are bigger systems over there. Sega released their 2015 annual report. And as we've said a few times now, and I believe you've commented on, Kirby, Sega has talked about how they are sorry for making bad
public
games,
apologies. Yeah.
They apologized, and then they apologized again, and they're going to work hard to win over more traditional gamers and do better with their IP that we are aware of, like Sonic and I don't know what else.
Is there anything else at this point?
Sure, there's I mean, there's like the Total War franchise. Like they have other stuff, just not
about Total War.
But yeah, they're changing their tune. So this is their 2015 annual report, and they're talking about how they're going to approach business in the next year. And they say Sega still sees business opportunities in packaged software. So they're not giving up on retail stuff. They're definitely going to still release retail games. Just expect it to be more along the lines of big name titles like Sonic are still going to go retail. Not to say that there won't be digital only Sonic games, because there are. Sonic, yes, Dash. Sonic Dash is on mobile and it sold really well, or it was downloaded a lot because it's free. But there's microtransactions, and then the sequel came out, and that's doing well. They also say packaged software will focus on recognizable IP. So, like I said, Sonic and the hell was that?
Who's meowing?
Sonic and whatever else Sega's got that is a bigger IP. And they say United States and Europe call for a different approach that involves adapting digital titles to suit Western culture. So they're not just going to plop digital games over on these services here that come from Japan. They're going to tailor them more towards these audiences. They also say that they're looking to change the mindset from focusing on creating new products and services to focusing on creating moving experiences for the fans. So Sega's made it very clear. They're like, listen, we know you like Sonic how he used to be, and we know you used to think more highly of our software. So we're going to try and get back to those experiences, try and give you things to create new great memories rather than you saying, man, remember when Sega was great?
Oh wait, they're going to be publishing the new Shenmue game, right?
They're involved somehow. They're going to get a cut of it definitely, but actual development or anything, I don't think so. But yeah, that's like when Shenmue 2 came out on Xbox. Sega was involved with that, so they'll forever be involved with it. Sega plans on rolling out a series of highly appealing digital titles packed with features. So that's all I said. Whatever. And Sega has the goal of becoming one of the top 3 digital game companies. So they're going to do a really big push for digital. And like I said, they've seen some good success on mobile already. So we'll see where they go. Don't think about it. We'll see where they go from there. And they also showed a flow chart of how they are working on their new games. And that's just a snippet of the press release and the internal presentation. So you can check out the whole thing if you'd like. But that's the gist of what's going on with Sega. Hammer Galladbro says, okay, honest question, because I think I didn't follow much this year, but did Sega release games this year? Yes, they released Sonic Boom. That was this year.
No, actually, they didn't release anything.
Was that this year? Yeah, that was this year, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
No, they didn't release anything.
No, they just did the Sonic Boom cartoon. That was it. Nintendo has opened their Nintendo account registration in Japan. That's obviously coming here. We heard that it's going to hit Europe. What was it? Like March, something like that. In Australia in March, but we haven't heard North America yet. But it's open in Japan. So remember, this is the new account system that Nintendo is doing. This is going to be a basis of all their new systems that come out. This is the basis of all their like registration stuff. So like basically Club Nintendo, but it's tying in your account to everything Nintendo from here on out. In Japan, you can sign up right now. And for those of you that register from now until February 1st, you'll get 100 yen for every 1,000 yen you spend on the eShop, which is a pretty damn good deal. So you buy basically one game on the eShop, especially if it's made for Wii U, because Virtual Console titles will fall usually below that, like 800 or something like that. But you buy one eShop game and you'll get 100 yen back credited to your new Nintendo account, which is pretty awesome. What do you mean? If you did it, sure. What are you asking?
No, in America, would I get 100?
No. Well, you can't. No.
But I want 100 yen.
Do you have something to deposit yen into? Do you have a Japanese eShop account?
Maybe I do.
I don't think you do.
You don't know everything about it.
So it's launched over there, and we haven't heard any complaints, which is excellent. Seems like things are running as they should. Colma posted the "It's Happening" GIF, which I'll show to you guys if you're unfamiliar. An internet classic. And whoops, oh dear Lord. He says, American Nintendo Network IDs are locked from signing up. So again, you cannot use European or North American Nintendo Network IDs because this is for Japan. If you try it, it says Nintendo Network ID for country information as registered is not Japan. It will not be able to register. It's English, basically, but it says you can't do it. And Coleman says, not going to risk getting my Gmail, Facebook, or Twitter locked to a Japanese account when I rather have it on my North American account. Well, that sounds like it makes a lot of sense to me, good sir. So, yes, we're going to have to wait, but it's coming. The good news is it launched in Japan. This is amazing. Now, this is something we posted a very long time ago, but it resurfaced, so I share it again. We posted this back in 2007, I think. But there's a karaoke service in Japan that is updated all the time, and they just added in the Super Mario Brothers theme. And if you were with us in 2007, you know this, but if you weren't, you might not know it. So let me tell you that the Super Mario Brothers theme song has official lyrics.
Oh, yeah, I read about this.
No, it's not that. Here are the lyrics. I don't know, like obviously I know the Super Mario Brothers theme, but I don't know how I'm supposed to sing all this to. Yeah,
I was reading the lyrics and I tried to.
It would have to be tailored a little more towards English specifically,
right?
Rather than
it's
a direct
translated
translation.
From Japanese.
Yeah. So here's some of the lyrics. Well, here's the lyrics. Today, full of energy, Mario is still running. Go save Princess Peach. Go. Today, full of energy, Mario runs. Today, full of energy, jumping. Today, full of energy, searching for coins. Today, keep going, Mario. Get a mushroom, it's Super Mario. Get a flower, it's Fire Mario. Goomba, Troopa, Buzzy Beetle, beat them all. Mario is always full of energy and strong.
I'm full of strong.
Today, full of energy, Mario is still running. Go and beat the Koopa tribe. Go. Mario runs, he jumps, he searches for coins again. Get a star, become invincible. Quickly, go save Princess Peach. Lakitu, Blooper, Cheep, beat them all. Mario's always full of strong. He's made it to the castle and gets fireworks. Lightly sidestepping the Hammer Brothers. Lightly. Show the last of your power, Mario. It's been a long journey, but it's nearly at an end. You've done it. You've defeated Bowser. Princess Peach says, thank you. Mario's got a great big heart. Mario's adventure is over for now, but Mario's dream lives forever.
Wait,
is that a nod to 2?
Oh, Mario's dream, I get it. So yeah, that basically explains the entire game.
There you go, yeah.
Very informative.
Full of strong.
Today, full of energy.
That should be the, yes, let's not forget we have the North American version of the theme song sung by the late, great, what's his name?
Swing your hips from side to side.
Captain Lou Albano. T27 Duck commented and said, why, yes, we did know this because, yes, I posted it. But there you go. There's your official lyrics for the Super Mario Brothers theme. I'd like to see one of you guys try and sing that. That would be wonderful. Project M is a Smash Brothers mod project that has been going on for a long time now. It's specifically mods Brawl, Smash Brothers Brawl, and adds tweaks to characters and adds new characters and new stages and new music and new graphics and a whole bunch of stuff. Fan projects that's been going on for a really long time. And now, surprisingly, out of nowhere, development has been ceased. There will be no more updates, and it's over. The people behind the project don't say like we were threatened with any legal action or anything, because this has been going on for years. But they did post an official message on their site. Let's see the important parts. They say that we're ready to finish development here and move on to bigger and better ventures. We realize that this will come as a shock to many of our fans. Please forgive us. Again, it's been an excruciating call to make, but it's been made a bit easier by our satisfaction with the previous and final release version 3.6. They say we've spent 6 years polishing Project M, and rather than let it drag on for another several years of dwindling development and change fatigue in the competitive circle, we're going to consider our work complete. And they also say, in the meantime, we plan to be hard at work on new projects built from the ground up. We can't spill the beans just yet, but know that we're looking towards a fresh start with brand new designs. In summary, we are ceasing development of Project M and will be making no further releases as we turn our attention towards entirely new ventures. So Is what they say true? Is it just like, well, we've done enough updates, let's move on to something new? Or did they get threatened with legal action? I don't know. Lemon has the first comment, and Lemon says this was a great project and the team behind it was very passionate about it. Them quitting out of the blue without a proper explanation is a very weird thing. So this could very well have something to do with legal problems. Anyway, Project M was awesome and still is. Sucks that we're not getting any new stuff. Well, like they said, 6 years worth of content from fans that were getting no money for it, just putting in their free time and hard work to make things in the game and make you guys happy. Yokai Watch with characters like...
I can't think of their names.
The guy who sounds like Paul Lind.
And it's the cat little guy. Purloin.
Is it Purloin a Pokemon?
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't there one who looked like a butt?
There is a butt, and his name is Cheek Squeak. Thank you.
Oh, I thought it was Dick Butt.
The cat's name is Jibanyan. Or Jibanyan.
Jibanyan.
The series has now shipped 10 million units across the world. Obviously, the large bulk of that is in Japan, but the game is available in North America now. And this number includes all the spin-offs as well, because there's been Yokai Watch 2, Yokai Watch Busters, a whole bunch of other spin-offs. Then there's like Yokai Watch Just Dance is coming out in Japan. So there's all kinds of stuff. But the series as a whole has hit 10 million shipped, which is pretty crazy because it's really not an old franchise. It's like, what, 2 or 3 years old, something like that. JD says, stares at picture. I put a picture of all the yokai and the main character, like, I don't know, just like being happy. I don't know. It's a cast. It's a cast picture of the yokai. He says, I've heard people say Yokai Watch character designs are better than recent generation Pokemon designs.
Well,
Looking at what I see here, I honestly I don't understand how anyone can think that, with maybe the exception of the Fox character in the upper left. I'm going to have to look at that. They all look like characters from a bad comedy anime aimed at really young children, like One Piece meets Shin-Chan. Well, I don't know what you have against Shin-Chan, sir. All right. I can see what he's getting at. As far as the Fox character, it shows me what kind of, oh dearie me, what kinds of art he's looking for. There's the Fox character in the upper left-hand corner. So he likes the more like serious Pokemon-ish looking ones. You may also see it, I guess.
They look a little naughtier.
You may also see it, I guess. Oh, that's going to hit the camera. See the Fox guy? Ah, forget it. Look up the Fox guy on your own. I screwed it up. Well, yes, Yokai Watch is definitely more focused or has a greater element of humor to it than Pokemon does as far as just the character designs go. So I get what you're saying, and it might not be up your alley, but it is what it is, good sir. No one's right or wrong. Everyone has their own opinion. I did a review of Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is the big Wii U game that just released. And some of you were like, but you don't play RPGs. I was like, I know I don't play RPGs, but I have to review stuff. So
you're not going to have to like beat it before you...
So I didn't get past the... Well, let's say this. Without spoilers, I definitely didn't do all the side content.
Oh, okay.
The main story, like, follows I don't want to say easy, follows like a trajectory that I could handle, basically. Okay. You know, not a lot of like extra grinding needed, but as far as side content, you could play forever. Like, it's
because
huge.
they were like talking about how
it's
enormous the game is.
Yeah, it's by far the biggest game I've ever seen. I know it's bigger than Fallout 4, which is absolutely huge. I haven't even gotten into it yet, but this game is humongous. That's the really important part to point out about this game. The sense of scale is fantastic because you really get a great idea of like how small you are in this universe, and even like the base of operations is a humongous place, and it's just like a tiny speck in the whole game world. And you'll see creatures when you're out and about wandering doing missions that like you'll see things that look like a mountain, and then you realize like it's moving, and it's humongous. It blows my mind. It's really, really cool. So I did my review, and I really liked the game. Obviously, I'm not an RPG player, but I went into it and I was like, all right, I just have to take my time. I have to learn what's going on. I can do this, and I did. It's not so much like it's definitely an RPG, but it's not a turn-based RPG. Like, it's an active time battle system. So like, you're going in and attacking, and the enemies are attacking at the same time, and you can actually move around and stuff.
So yeah, so it was like the other Xenoblade. Right?
Yes. But it's it's not like, if you're looking at the game, like, an enemy doesn't actually have to touch you to hurt you. So it's like an RPG. Like, they could take a swing in the air and it counts as a hit towards you, and you can move out of the way of stuff, but still it's more like radius of attacks rather than actually physically connecting.
Oh.
Yeah, the battle system, when I looked at the game, like when I saw the trailers, like when you're looking at the screen and you see all the stuff that's on there when a battle's taking place, I was like, I don't know how anybody understands what's going on in this game, because it's so cluttered and insane. Well, when you play it, it clicks. It definitely makes sense. Like, for me to understand the basics of the battle system, it took like 20 minutes, a half hour. You have like the bar on the bottom of the screen, and that's like your different types of special moves that you have, and they're all surrounded by a circle, and when the circle completely fills, that means you can use it. So like, every item or every special attack has like a cooldown period of different times. So like, you'll have like a fireball shot, and you can shoot that, and then you have to wait like, I don't know, like 15, 16 seconds for it to build back up, and then you can use it again. And then actual movement in the game depends on what attacks you can use. So like, I have like a knife, and if you're really far away from the enemy, you'll be able to shoot them with your gun, but you can't attack with the knife. You have to actually get within a certain range of it for it to count the knife attack. So I like that aspect of it. So my only complaints are, the story is like, it's like run-of-the-mill anime, basically. It started off really, yes, it started off really cool. It was you're on this. Everybody has to evacuate Earth.
Yeah, wait. Let me ask some questions. Like,
yes,
okay. Does the main character have amnesia?
A bit of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Does he have a love interest who they meet and then they like don't get along at first, and they fight a lot?
There's like flirting. I don't want to say.
Is there an old man who's like dirty, like kind of a pervert and likes to touch younger girls?
There's not a super old guy, but there's an older guy who's like gruff and like will make offhand comments about the younger characters. So yeah, I count that.
That's all I got.
So the story is, Earth has to be evacuated because this weird alien race is attacking you, and Earth knew this was coming, so they built these giant ships to launch into space to get away. And like, not only a few of them actually made it out and like made it away. They ended up getting blown up.
It's like Battlestar Galactica.
So like, there's not a lot of humans left. Basically, they're traveling on these special ships, and one of the ships was out there for 2 years, and the alien race was hunting it down and found it and attacked the ship. And there's another fight going on. What happens is, the big like ship starts to crash on this random planet. So the ship's going down, and each ship has like it's kind of like its own ecosystem where humans live. It's like a giant like pod where like it's made to look like Los Angeles, basically. So it looks like it's outside, and they have buildings built up in it and everything, and that's where all the humans live. So the big ship is crashing, and they eject the pod somewhere else on this planet, because the pod has like thrusters to like make it, so it doesn't crash into the ground. It like lightly brings it down. So you crash land this pod on Earth, not on Earth, on this weird planet, and it's about everybody here trying to figure out like what this planet is, what the life is like there, what's going on. And they're also looking for other survivors, because there's also like little pods that eject out of the ship, and they crash land on his planet. And seems like 50-50 chance you crash and they blow up, or you crash and you're in like stasis, and the other humans have to go out and find you. So that's how the story starts, and I like that aspect. But then, yeah, it basically turns into like, you know, just like these aliens are bad. And, yeah,
and it's your destiny to destroy it.
Yeah. But to Monolith Soft's credit, they said Xenoblade Chronicles was very much focused on story. They had a very specific story to tell, and it had a much bigger story focus in this game. They said their focus with this game was to make a very vast, huge open world RPG. So it's obvious that's what they did. So the story, not bad, but just, you know, run of the mill. But the exploration is awesome, fantastic. The whole universe and everything is really amazing. And the only other complaint I have about it is, well, there's two. It's got a fantastic soundtrack, but there's a couple songs in there that are just, I don't want to say bad. You know when you play like a Japanese game and every once in a while they have a song with like terrible lyrics in it, like real bad guitar. Yeah, like stuff that doesn't mesh. There's a couple of those songs in there, but you know, it's like 90% of the soundtrack is great. The real big nitpick I have is with the character models. Everything looks great until you get up to their faces, and then they're like a mix of like realistic human and anime face, and it's really disconcerting. It looks really weird.
Is it like Uncanny Valley type stuff?
It is, but it's like Uncanny Valley, like human, and Uncanny Valley anime. Like if anime characters were real, and we're also trying to make these look like real humans. So it like their face will look like a human face, like the structure of their face, but their eyes are like anime eyes on a human. It looks weird. Luckily, you get to make your own character, and I made him look as close to like anime style human as possible because I think he looks normal, like he looks okay. But there's some other characters that look terrible.
Did you try making like? Did you make like an anime version of yourself?
No, I didn't. I went with my other standard, which is old man. So I went for old man with like long gray hair, but he's got like streaks of like his original hair color in it. Like they let you do a lot with it. Actually, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, right.
But getting choked up. But yeah, I really liked it, and I'm still playing it now because there's still a ton of stuff to go in and do. So if you like RPGs that are a little bit different from the usual and definitely not turn-based, and you like games that offer hundreds of hours of content to play, then you should greatly enjoy what this is. And I didn't even touch upon riding the Skells, which are basically mechs, but you don't even get to do that until like 20 hours into the game because it's so huge. And they transform into cars and stuff, so you can fly around, or you can drive, or you can walk.
Sounds like a crazy dream somebody had.
It's nuts. It's chock full of everything. It's a lot of fun, and it's a really nice looking game. So yeah, I'm not the most well versed in RPGs, but I can tell you that I had a really enjoyable experience with the game, and I know lots of people have been very excited about it, and I think rightfully so. LED Mirror Knight says, "Can you answer questions? Does it have timed side quests, as in after certain events in the game, the quest will no longer be available?" There might be a couple like that, to tell you the truth. I haven't done too many side quests because I was learning that the amount of experience you get from side quests isn't really worth it in most cases, rather than just like going out and fighting enemies. And then on top of that, like some side quests will be like, I need this berry from this quadrant, and like the world is humongous, and you have to go like millions of miles away to this one little spot where there might be an enemy that you fight and drops this seed, and they might not be there at night because it's different stuff at night. So like I was like, no, forget it. But I was playing it, I'm like, oh, Lube would love this because people are like, I need this one specific plant from a million miles away, and he's like, oh, well, he'd be like, I already have it. I was there already. But yeah, huge game, lots of fun. Has made me a fan of the franchise now. I'm interested to see. I mean, they're going to do another one, but for now, you'll be able to play this one until the next one comes out. Oh, the Nintendo account thing, I was right in remembering it's due out March. So Australia, New Zealand, Europe, it will be out March. No date for North America yet. We have a bit of a sad story about Yokai Watch. So in Yokai Watch, one of the main yokai, Jibanyan, the red cat that punches cars. In the anime and in the game, he was hit by a car and died and turned into a yokai. And he's very upset because it separated him from his owner. But his owner sounded like an ass. The girl was like, "It's your own fault for getting hit," or something like that. Like she found a dead body and the cat was like, "Stupid cat," something like that. So he spends his life like trying to fight cars, so he can like prove that he's stronger than a car and show his owner like, "Look, I'm better than cars. They didn't kill me." And Level 5 CEO Akihiro Hino was asked about Jibanyan and the story and all that, and he said it was actually inspired by real life. He said he was walking home from work one day and he saw a little kitten that was abandoned on the side of the road, and he said, "I passed it and I was thinking that I probably couldn't keep a cat at home, but it was just so cute. So I thought to myself, I got to do it." So he turned around to go get the cat, and the cat had been hit by a car. The end.
And here's the twist, it was his car.
So obviously that has stuck with him so much that he turned it into a character in a game. So yes, the sad origins of Jibanyan. And hopefully Mr. Hino now feels he's honored the cat, because now this character is one of the most popular in Japan. So WestFX says, "Oh, that's sad, but the character makes it a very sweet story and tribute." Yes, I would agree. It is a nice tribute to the cat. Rumor that the Smash Brothers Direct, which we know is coming in December, and Cloud's DLC for Smash Brothers Wii U and 3DS is going to come out on December 16th. There's been some forum posts discussing this. Nothing concrete, obviously, but usually when it comes to Smash Brothers League, this information is spot on. So December 16th, we'll see if that ends up being the day. And like I said, we know at least one day in December we're going to have a Smash Brothers Direct. It's going to be the last one. Blade Master says, "I may be stupid, but how does that guy's Luke Skywalker message..." Oh, he's talking about... If you want... Game Explain is the video that we shared their video about the rumor, and they explain what's going on. So if you'd like to know more details as to why December 16th is the rumored day, check out their video. It's not very long, but as usual, it does a great job of explaining what's going on. North America, this week's digital downloads. What did North America get? We got Xenoblade Chronicles X. We also got Trauma Team and Pokemon Picross. Our friend Jules Watsham from Renegade Kid. They have released Dementium Remastered. Dementium is the first game I played from Renegade Kid that made me a fan of theirs. It was a DS first-person shooter, which was pretty much unheard of. And they have remastered that game for the 3DS. So a visual overhaul. Gameplay elements have been changed, such as save points and enemies respawning. There's a million different control schemes, and it does use the circle pad. So if you'd like to use that, you can. So that's available on 3DS eShop. Even the audio got an overhaul as well. That's available. Then there's special sales, like there always are. New themes. We got the Hatsune Miku Project Mirai DX Carton Box theme, and the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival Plaza theme. Also new on Wii U and 3DS this week is Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends. Is there a new Kung Fu Panda movie coming out?
I think there might be one. Set for next year or something.
Fantasy Pirates got a demo. And DSiWare got The Mysterious Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So we got the same big things that Europe did, except they got Zack and Wiki, and we got Trauma Team.
We got Whack and Zicky.
XC Warrior says, "Looks like it's time to pick up my Xenoblade pre-order from Best Buy." Well, I hope you're enjoying it, good sir. Man, there's a lot of top stories this week.
I'm freezing.
Let's see.
I gotta go put a sweatshirt on.
We're going to skip
It's
this.
frigid in this dump.
It's DRF.
TV.
DRF in this D.
Nintendo's president, Tatsumi Kimishima, was talking about... there's been a comment floating around that was attributed to him that had him basically saying, "I knew the Wii U wasn't going to be a success when it came out." And he's clarifying that. This is in an interview with Time magazine. He says, "The Nikkei reporter's question to me was, the Wii U is not selling at this point in its lifetime as well as the Wii. Why is that?" And he says, "My answer was that the Wii at this point had sold over 100 million units worldwide, and even though there are people saying, 'Hey, Since the Wii was so successful, Wii U is going to be a success, and it's also going to sell like wildfire. I looked at the global install base and I said, that might not sell as well. That was my response. Not that it wouldn't sell, but that it would be more difficult because of the install base of the Wii itself. The point that I was trying to get across was that the Wii has sold so much and is being played by so many people, it's not going to be easy to make them leave and come to the next system. That was my only point, that it was a difficult task for us to bring those consumers from Wii to Wii U. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like my message got across clearly. And he talked about how there's more Wii U support coming. He says, what I want to do, I think our first job right now is to make sure that that customers, those 10 million customers that have a Wii U at home, we need to make sure that they are satisfied with the purchase and continue to enjoy playing on this platform. So we can't just abandon them and say, hey, it's time to move on to the next thing. Of course, we are working on the NX and looking at our experiences we can bring to that platform. But first, our job at this point is to support the consumers who have purchased Wii U and make sure they have software experiences available to them. So that's lovely to hear. We know NX is coming, but they're also making a point to say that more Wii U stuff is on the way. We already know there's stuff coming in 2016, like Pokken Tournament and Zelda Wii U, and God damn it, there's stuff I'm forgetting. Oh, I'm terrible. Vonter says, at this point, just keep the current lineup for the system and bring Mother 3 to the GBA Virtual Console. I know a lot of people would like to see that. Mr. Kimishima also talked about how Amiibo are selling and how it might be a little bit different than what Nintendo expected. So obviously Amiibo are selling very well, but it turns out the bulk of people buying them are buying them for collection purposes rather than using them in games. Mr. Kimishima says, the challenge that we're facing right now is our earliest goal for the Amiibo was to have these connected to software and have them enhance the play experience for the consumer. And for the other consumers to say, I see my friend using this Amiibo with that software and it looks great. And again, increase the attractiveness of that combination. What we're seeing instead is that the Amiibo are being picked up as more of a collection item at this point rather than, say, an interactive item with software. So we haven't really established them as an enhancement for all of our software at this point. I think that challenge is how can we connect that IP to our software in general? And using the Amiibo to further enhance the play activity will allow us to get more people looking at it. They see the Amiibo, they tie back to the game experience, and then we're creating a stronger connection with general knowledge of our IP and that fun experience they can have. And then he talks about how Amiibo are doing well in the States. They're doing well everywhere, but people in North America are really going nuts for Amiibo. First comment comes from Chosen One Knuckles, and he says, I'd figured that'd be the case since their announcement, and it's what I've been doing, thus far. Many gamers simply wanted official figures of their favorite characters, regardless of whether they were known for core Nintendo IP that have already had renditions elsewhere. Now's the time for Nintendo to get dirty and make that serious Amiibo-centric game and increase the benefits of everyone in as many games as possible, in my humble opinion. I'll mention this very quickly. He says that Nintendo's quality of life initiatives are still underway, so that includes like that sleep machine that they're doing and whatever else they're working on. So that's still going on, and they say they have no further information to share right now. It's just not at that point in development where they feel they can make any announcements at this time. So work continues, but they don't have new information. This is probably my favorite one. Mr. Kimishima also talked about the NX, and he gave some tantalizing tidbits about it. He says, NX is in development. It's a next step in our dedicated device strategy, the core and primary focus of our business. As far as NX goes, I said it's different and obviously a new experience. If you look back at the beginning of our conversation today, we talked about the transition from Wii hardware to Wii U hardware and how difficult it is to explain to the consumer base what is different and new about the hardware. It's difficult to convince them to switch from their current platform to the next. That said, I can assure you we're not building the next version of Wii or Wii U. So right there, it sounds like they're not even going to name it Wii anything. They're going to something new.
For the best.
Yes. It's something unique and different. It's something where we have to move away from those platforms in order to make it something that will appeal to our consumer base. Then my favorite part of the interview, he says, as for the code name NX, I don't believe there's any real meaning behind it. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know where it came from. He says, perhaps Mr. Iwata had meant to tell me and never got the chance. That could be the case, though. They're calling it
it's
NX,
lost
and
forever.
nobody knows why.
Are we sure it's not N cross?
Oh, that's right. Could be N cross. Oh my God, N cross. So it'll be like the Nintendo croissant, because the Wii U was Project Cafe, and what goes great with coffee but a nice croissant? Omnicron Turtle says more evidence that NX is not a handheld. You heard it here first. Nintendo croissant. That's what it's going to be called.
Croissant.
Nintendo croissant. The president also says he's planning on sticking around as president for more than a year, because a lot of people are saying, he's going to be a transitional president. He's like, and he says he's making it his point. One of his main focuses to foster young talent at the company and bring them up, which is something we've seen in Splatoon. Splatoon was largely created by the new team at Nintendo. We're going to skip that because we're late. We did that. Monolith Soft talked about the future of the Xeno series. So, Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is Monolith Soft's creative officer, Tetsuya Takahashi. He says, while Xenoblade Chronicles was a true story-driven JRPG, we took a rather different approach with Xenoblade Chronicles X. You could say it doesn't really feel like a typical JRPG. What really sets it apart from other JRPGs is the game world. The planet Mira is really vast. I've heard that some Japanese users who played Xenoblade Chronicles X said they enjoyed a more story-driven type of game. So if we have the opportunity to make another game in the series, I'd like to make another typical JRPG-style game, like Xenoblade Chronicles again. So basically he's saying, I would like to do something more story-driven next time, because we've done story, then we did open world, and I'd like to go back to story. But he's not saying the next one's in the work, and he's not saying it's definitely happening, although it's going to. So right now, he's just like, the game's out. It's coming out in Europe and North America. Everybody's going to enjoy it. We're going to take it easy for a little bit. That's your tops. Oh, let me read the comment. I apologize. First comment comes from Chosen One Knuckles, and he says, if they make a third game more like the original, then I'll buy it. Xenoblade Chronicles X sounds like too much of a step back to invest in for me. I don't know. I don't know that I call, one is story based and one is open world. One is story focused and one is open world focused. So it depends on, I don't know that I'd call that a step back. It's a step in a different direction though, but that's that. Are you logged in on your email here?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Mom Brain, how you doing?
Tired.
Kirby, yeah, right. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You need a sleep machine.
Yeah, right. Get on it, Nintendo. Kirby, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
What did you play recently?
Let's see. I played some more Arkham City. Arkham Knight. I got the Catwoman's Revenge DLC. I was disappointed that it was a lot shorter than I was expecting. I was in the PlayStation store and was like, wait, it's only $2. Because
you would think a more substantial.
Yeah, $2 usually spells like maybe an hour's worth of gameplay, but I don't feel like it didn't feel like a ripoff either, but I don't know. Would have been nice if it had a little more substance.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not the only one I've heard say that. Personally, not on the internet. I've heard a few people we know say the same thing.
Yeah. But what was also disappointing is like you never actually like interact with the Riddler. I'm sorry, this is a spoiler, but he doesn't.
We're far enough.
Yeah, he doesn't actually like appear in the game in the DLC. I mean, you just like hear his voice.
Yeah, he's not. Does he show up on like TV screens too? I don't remember. I think you might see him on a TV screen somewhere.
Maybe I know that happened in like the main game a lot, but no, actually, I don't think
You see him at all?
I don't think you see him at all in this mission. But so oh yeah, I mean on the plus side, you get you know, like I think 2 new playable AR challenges. So there's that. That
There's those things, I guess.
yeah. So main point was a little disappointing. Other than that, I played a little more of Witcher 3 this morning. So still making my way through that. It's
It's huge.
yeah, oh my god. So and I asked for Fallout 4 for Christmas, and I'm like,
Another giant game.
yeah, and like all these, whenever these like huge open world games are being teased, the game makers are all like, this is gonna be like even bigger than The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4, and I'm like, at this point I would kind of like appreciate games being made smaller and smaller.
Yeah, there was a thing. There was a thread on Reddit about that. A guy was like, I'm not gonna like badmouth developers that are like hundreds of hours of content and like giant worlds and all that, but they were like, at this point in my life where I'm a busy adult with many things to do, they were like, I more appreciate games that are like a solid like 8 to 10 hour experience, something I know where like I can start and finish and see everything.
Exactly.
It's got.
Like if you want to like sell me this game, be like, we guarantee you can beat this game in under a month.
Yeah, right.
With all the with all side quests completed.
Yeah, but I guess
sign me up.
I guess the bigger side or the bigger part of the market doesn't want to hear that, because they're like people buy like $60 games today, and they're like 10 hours. That's
exactly.
What a load
like
of garbage.
At the same time, you don't want to be ripped off either for what you're paying.
Yeah.
You want to get your money's worth.
But I understand what you're saying. Yeah, because like there's a ton of stuff I want to play, but I'm in the middle of so many giant games. Like Xenoblade is I'll never see everything that game has to offer.
Yeah.
And I have Fallout, which I haven't started. I'm playing Tomb Raider, which is not as that'll be like probably like a 15 to 20 hour experience, but I'm really taking my time with it. And then there's Witcher 3, which I'm still playing, which is humongous. Like there's a whole bunch of like really, really big games out right now, like size big games. Mm-hmm. And it's just a lot to take in. Are you playing anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
Mom Brain, what have you been playing? I know one thing.
Neko Atsume.
How's that going?
Great. I expanded my garden. And
yeah, your place is looking pretty nice.
Remodeled it. Hi everyone.
Oh, nice and close.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks for stopping by.
So I played Neko Atsume. I feel like, did I play something?
I don't know.
Last week.
You played one level in something.
Oh yeah. What was
yeah.
What was
that? Speaking of that, remind me of Tim and Eric. I recorded the new bedtime stories.
I didn't see the other
You
one.
guys have to watch it.
Oh, no.
It is fantastic. I mean, it's weird. It's Tim and Eric, but
speaking of Tim and Eric, I was saddened to hear about Robert Loggia last night.
Yep, I thought the same thing. I read the news on Reddit, and that's exactly what I thought. Well, I also thought of Robert Loggia. But yeah, I believe it was
Robert
like 85?
Was
85 or 86, yeah.
Yeah, I first like heard about or found out about him in like this old Minute Maid orange juice commercial, which it was supposed to be like I think it was meant to be like a spoof of like celebrities appearing in commercials, because he's not like a super well-known actor.
Nor is he a very handsome man.
Yeah, and I think this commercial is from like probably the late 90s or something, and he still looks really old. He still looked really old back then.
Always looked.
He just kind of like randomly appears in this family's kitchen to like plug this Minute Maid tangerine flavored orange juice.
Hi, I'm TV's Robert Loggia.
And then the little kid at the table's all like, Thanks, Mr. Loja.
You should look up Robert Loggia. I know you don't know who he is.
Can we spell that?
Oh, it's I think it's Loggia.
That's the isn't that the exact joke on Family Guy?
Oh, when he spells his name.
It's like
Can you spell it for
R
me?
as in Robert Loggia.
Oh, as in, oh my God, it's Robert Loggia.
So you didn't play anything else?
Well, I played that other game.
Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Bye.
So what have I been playing? There's things I was checking my email now to see what I'm allowed to talk about. So I will tell you, obviously I've been playing Fast Racing Neo, which is out December 10th, I believe. The sequel to Fast Racing League on WiiWare. And like I said earlier, made by Sheen and who really know how to make really good-looking games with the hardware that they're working on and cram it down into a ridiculously small amount of space, which they don't have to do on Wii U, but they did anyway. Like the total install size of Fast Racing Neo is like 500 megs, I think. Yeah, which is like ridiculous. On WiiWare, they were working with 40 megs, which is obviously much smaller, but that game looked fantastic. And this game looks insanely good. Like Fast Racing League looked really great on Wii, but took like the Super Mario Galaxy style approach. It was like colorful and cartoonish, but like nice lighting and stuff like that. But it looked great. Now this looks like, you know, I don't want to say realistic because it's outer space racing, but a more realistic approach, and it looks awesome.
He's
The
like
sense
a
of
quintessential creepy old man.
yes, the sense of speed in the game is mind-boggling. It like, and that's just racing on the slowest cup. Like it's insane how fast the game is. And how crazy it looks. And then when you hit the boost, they do a great like the center of the screen like pushes forward and the rest of it like falls back and blurs out. So you really feel like, oh my God, it's a lot of fun. And then just like Fast Racing League, the specific, yes, most well-known role. Yeah.
And Independence Day.
His
that's right, he played that general.
The big difference in this game from other racing games is that there's shift or phase shifting. So the tracks have orange and blue phases on them. And you want to match your ship's exhaust color to the color on the track. So if you see a blue phase on the ground, you hit the X button and you switch from orange to blue, and that'll give you a boost when you hit it. But if you are orange and you pass over a blue, you'll slow down. So you have to stay on top of which phases you're switching. So there'll be jumps that are orange or blue, and you could avoid them, or you could hit them with the wrong color and just fall off them, or you can hit them with the right color and get blasted into the air, stuff like that. But yeah, it's like if Wipeout and F-Zero had a baby. That's what it's like. It's those two games together, arcade-style racing, but very challenging. Like the other racers, the AI really puts up a good fight. Really interesting tracks. They have tracks where there's like avalanches, and they have tracks that are part in open space. So like the track will just disappear and you hit a jump and you're literally just floating through space, and you have to drive around like asteroids that are flying by. Then there's, you know, the snow tracks. Then there's tracks where portions of the course are like suspended on ropes in the air and are like twisting in the wind and stuff like that. They do a lot of really cool stuff. Then there's a track that's like on some storm planet, so everything's like super soaked, and there's lightning and thunder, and it's hard to see in portions. They did a really cool job. I really like it. So you'll see more of that later. We'll have our review when we're allowed to post it, which is not yet. But yeah, I mean, if you like Fast Racing League, you're going to love this game. And also, if you're looking for like something to fill the F-Zero void, this is without a doubt that game. Remember, it has I think it has 4-player split-screen multiplayer, and it also has online multiplayer. So it's got a lot of replay value. And then there's Hero Mode, which is you have to finish first place, and everybody's really racing ridiculously well. The AI is like cranked up a lot. So it's made to mimic F-Zero, because F-Zero, the last F-Zero on GameCube was ridiculously hard. So Hero Mode is basically F-Zero GX. So yes, look forward to that. And remember, it's an eShop only game. So you're not going to be able to get it at retail, but it comes out next week. And I'm also playing I just read the embargo right now, and I'm allowed to tell you I'm playing it, and I'm going to have a review of it, but I'm not allowed to say anything else until December 9th. I am playing SteamWorld Heist on 3DS. Now, you guys know, if you listen to the podcast, you know I loved SteamWorld Dig. It came out of nowhere for me. It was a game I really wasn't paying attention to at all. And then Nintendo was like, you should check this trailer out. Like, this game looks pretty awesome. And I watched the trailer, and I was like, ooh, this looks completely different from what I thought it was going to be. I picked it up, and I was blown away by it. I loved it. I couldn't talk about it enough. And that turned out to be a really big success for those guys. A surprise hit. Like, they were hoping it would do well, obviously, but it really took off. It became a real, like, indie darling. And then it got a Wii U port, so you can get SteamWorld Dig on Wii or on 3DS or on Wii U, and on other systems as well. So Image and Form has been working very hard and very long on SteamWorld Heist, and they said, as a thank you to all the 3DS fans who bought SteamWorld Dig, which is the only platform it was available on at first, they wanted to show a thank you to 3DS fans, so they're putting out SteamWorld Heist on 3DS first. So the first platform to get it is 3DS next week. And we don't know when the Wii U version is coming out, but it's coming out on like every platform under the sun. So 3DS first, Wii U eventually, and a whole bunch of other systems in there as well. I would love to talk to you about it. How about this? I'll say this. I would love to gush to you about this game, which should give you an indication of how I feel, but I'm not allowed to. So next week's show, I'll talk all about it, but we'll have our review up on the site by then. So I've been playing that. Been playing Tomb Raider, like I said, which I really like. But I've talked about that. What else did I play? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Oh, did you start Just Cause 3 yet?
No, that's the other one. I was like, when I was talking to you about open world games, I'm like, there's another big open world game.
Yeah.
Now that, like, I'm prepared to just like go in and like screw around with. Like, that's all I did with Just Cause 2. Like, I started off playing the game and doing story stuff, and then like for the next like 2 months, I was just sticking zip cords on people and having them fly around. I saw a video yesterday where a guy attached an enemy to a rocket with a cord, and you see the rocket take off into the air with the guy dangled behind it, and the rocket just explodes, and then you watch the guy like tumble down to the ground. I saw a guy attach 4 cows to a windmill with the ropes on there, and the one cow comes loose and gets thrown up into the air. So yeah, like the developers of the game knew after the second one came out and was such a great success, they're like, okay, we need more just like open world silly stuff. Not so much Saints Row. Like, there's a regular story-based game in there, but they know people are getting it for just open world fun. So more of a focus on that. I'm excited to try that out. Man, I really feel like I'm forgetting something. Something on Wii U.
I feel like we should turn the lights on.
Yeah, it looks okay here. I don't know. Well, I've been playing a lot, and like I said, I would love to talk to you about more stuff, but I cannot. I didn't even get Pokemon Picross yet, which I want to try because I love Picross. My mom's been playing it nonstop. She's super addicted to it. That night when I took a picture on our Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at GoNintendo. Oh, I played a little bit of Super Ghouls and Ghosts this week, yeah.
Oh.
But my mom came over for Thursday night, which they usually do. My parents come over and we record the video. But almost all night, she sat there playing Pokemon Picross because she was super addicted, like not even talking or anything. Then she like closed it and she was like, I need a break. And took a break for like 15 minutes and then opened it and went to go play again. So she really likes it. But I guess that's it. All right. I'll do our Twitter dingly-doo. And then, Mom Brain, why don't you take this time to get prepared for music?
Kirby, I think you're going to need to grab the speaker, please.
No problem. You need any
Do you
more
see it?
cables?
There should be a white cable attached to the speaker. Oh.
Oh.
It's white. It's got a
This one?
Nope.
No, wait, that's not.
It's got a USB end and then like a headphone plug end.
Ooh, let's see it.
So this week's question, like I said on Twitter, was what's your favorite Nintendo console controller and why? And here's what you guys had to say. Bradley Cragen says, I like the Wii U gamepad, just wish it had a bigger battery. Moldy Clay says gamepad followed by GameCube, followed by Wii Remote, Wii Remote depends entirely on the game, though. Retro GN Pod says GameCube for sure. There's a reason it spanned 3 console generations. Drakazon says the GameCube controller because it feels perfect in your hand with the button layout. It's just perfect. Brett Babin says toss up between the Super Nintendo and N64. It felt just right for its time in games on console. The Mega Travis says my favorite is the GameCube controller. It was so comfortable to hold. Dutch Poet says N64 used to, and the Wii U Pro controller gives me the comfortable feeling of full control. Wii Remote does that as well. Blood Ocean says the Wavebird because the battery life lasts forever. Also wireless. Biohazard Fan says the GameCube controller very comfortable. I wish Nintendo would bring back those style shoulder buttons. Ether Brian says the Wavebird, sturdy, responsive, excellent wireless range, and still in great shape after all these years. Host of Stalin says GameCube, not the third-party ones. He says the not third-party ones felt so natural to hold and felt nice. Chad Bonin says Super Nintendo, absurdly comfortable, best D-pad. SPNR Steve says Super Nintendo because it was mother effing Super Nintendo. Oh boy. Hikoko Mori Media says the Super Nintendo was an RPG powerhouse and only the best came to Nintendo. And so, somebody didn't read the question. Swedish Otaku says the GameCube controller fits so well in my hands and I love the button placements and lack of a select button. Piplop Water says Super Nintendo because of its simple design and it fits in your palms, but GameCube is also the best from its button layout. Video Game Guru says GameCube controller is my favorite because it fits nicely in my hand. I only have one hand. Well, I'm glad to hear that it fits nicely then. Chris Ferguson says GameCube controller, specifically the Wavebird. So snug, so right, so shaped to my hands. Nero Shade says, love the Wiimote on Wii, but not a fan of using it on Wii U. Basically, N64 was weird, but I like them all. Martin Stuff says, GameCube, first controller I own and feels good even today. It's aged well. That Nerdy Runner says, probably the Wii U Pro controller. It honestly feels really good to hold weight-wise, and the button layout works well. Link Triforce says, I'd have to say Wiimote and Nunchuck. For games that took full advantage of it, like Skyward Sword, it was perfect. For Smash Bros., though, definitely GameCube. I also love the gamepad and the Pro controller. Phazon Chaos says, classic controller Pro. It just fits in my hand so nicely. Mitchy Mouse says, N64 was such a weird one. Malu CLBS says, GameCube, it just felt right when holding it. It's still being used in Smash for crying out loud. Casey Ikigai says, GameCube controller. The design is simple, it's comfortable, and the button layouts are close together. Johnny2900 says, Super Nintendo, it's what paved the way for many controllers to look like today, even with Sony and Microsoft. Rystar 640 says GameCube controller is a personal favorite of mine as it fits nicely in my giant hands. Biscuit Hammer says GameCube because it was so comfy. Gamepad is probably number 2. Coker 88 says Wii U Pro controller because it's perfect for the games it used for on the console and it has a long battery life. Smashville 4 says GameCube controller. The controller was born to be played for Smash. Smash fan says easy, the GameCube controller. Kelsey Lewin says Wii U Pro controller by far. Luke Land says Wavebird. It feels great in my hands and it was wireless at the time, but most weren't. Also, I still use it today for Smash. Blake Borden says Wavebird. Paunchberry says my answer has always been the Super Nintendo controller, but the Wii U gamepad has been surprisingly convenient. This is Vlad N. says GameCube controller easily. I remember my first time trying it at GameStop. I thought this is amazingly comfortable. Schlosser Alex says GameCube because it's so comfortable to hold. All the buttons are in perfect spots. Salsa Bruh says GameCube.
Salsa Bruh.
Easy Luigi says GameCube or Wii Remote GameCube because of... I'm sorry, no punctuation here. He says GameCube or Wii Remote. GameCube because it feels perfect, and Wiimote and Nunchuck as well. Skyward Sword is a perfect game for it. GameCube says Sinister. Suave Villain says GameCube due to some of the best entries of games like Melee and F-Zero. And finally, Austin Magellis says, going to be that guy and say the Wii U has the best controllers. The gamepad feels fantastic, and the Pro is godlike. Herbie, what would be your pick?
Yeah, I gotta say the GameCube controller is pretty comfortable, and I kind of figured that one would get a lot of votes.
Yeah, lots of GameCube love. Mom Brain, do you have a favorite?
GameCube.
GameCube. My favorite is Super Nintendo. I love.
Camera. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I love the feeling of the Super Nintendo controller. Just like the feel of the plastic and the way it's curved to your hands, and the way the buttons feel when you press them, especially the shoulder buttons. Oh, I love that controller. All right, Mom Brain, let's see music.
I prefer my Player 1 original NES controller, not Player 2.
Not Player 2, of course not.
Yes, Player 1.
Alexa, turn the lights on 100%.
They were selling Echoes on QVC today.
For how much? $900?
I don't know, but they had them on Easy Pay, I think, with skins. So you get a skin.
Okay, we're ready. Sorry about that.
Pardon my sniffles. This first song comes from Sal Your Pal.
Okay, is this a rare game?
Very likely.
Okay, is it like Donkey Kong Country but on a portable? Donkey Kong Land?
It is a Donkey Kong.
All right, Donkey Kong Country 3?
Yeah.
The one with the weirdest soundtrack.
Good job. I feel like it's try yet.
All right, let it go. Yeah, 3 had a weird soundtrack compared to the others.
This must be its try.
Well, what's the level?
Sounds like something I would do on my little Casio keyboard.
Right? I don't know if that's a good thing or an insult.
It's neither, really. So that was from Sal Your Pal, and it was Donkey Kong Country 3 on the SNES.
By the way, these all-natural ginseng things taste like a thrift shop.
Ginger,
whatever.
So
I
you
want
like
you to
them?
know that.
I thought they were pretty good.
I spit it out. I thought it was really bad. Like it tasted like a dirty thrift shop.
You like going to thrift shops and lick everything?
No, you get that smell and then it gets in your mouth at thrift shops. Come on.
Like
Whatever.
BO?
No, just like old
Musty?
stale clothes. Yeah, like
Musty.
musty. Yeah.
Musty.
So if you like musty clothing smell, eat one of these. Mom Brain Focus. Go
Comes
ahead.
from Wired.
Musty clothing flavored ginseng drops.
All natural. Ginger.
I don't care for that part. I don't know. Is this the real song? What the hell game is this? It's gotta be like a budget game or something. Like a cheapo game. Yeah, I know that. I don't know. Just to make it stop.
Pardon my yawn. That
like
was,
character drunk.
I don't know, it was from Tag and Dragon.
Oh, Tag and
What
Dragon.
the hell's that?
Actually, I found out about that game from the Angry Video Game Nerd. I think he reviewed it like last December when he was doing like a short review for like the 12 days of
Oh, I must
Christmas.
have seen it. I'm gonna have to go watch.
Or except he didn't call it the 12 Days of Christmas. It was I can't say it.
Yes.
12 Days of Shovelness.
Yes.
Well, that was from Wired, and it was Tag and Dragon on the NES. Song comes from Mikey3319. This is the song that I flubbed.
This is the song that
Prior.
I flubbed today.
So, here we go.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Oh, that noise in the background. All right, is it a Capcom game? They love to do fading sound.
I don't know.
Is it a licensed game?
Sure is.
Is it a Disney licensed game?
I don't think so.
Oh, man, I thought you were gonna be right.
Why does it sound so familiar?
Is it Alice in Wonderland? All right, licensed game. Oh, is it a Batman game?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Adventures of Batman and Robin?
Is it Batman Returns?
It's Batman Returns.
Oh, okay.
Who made that? Konami?
I think
So that was
They-
from Mikey3319, and it was
License,
Batman
right?
Returns on the SNES. Switching gears here. One moment, please. This song comes from Carefree Captain.
What the hell system is this?
64.
That's why I didn't know, because 64 sounds so bad. What the hell is this?
What is this garbage?
It sounds like it's like a... oh, okay. It sounds like it's like a shop theme or something. Or like a menu, like a save or something. Do you have any other information?
No, I don't.
No, you don't?
I don't have
You have the
information.
name of the song?
Name of the name.
Not the
well,
game.
yes, I have the name of the song.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Is it, well, if it's a person's name, no.
No.
But if it's like item shop.
Support car.
Support car. All right. Kind of goofy sounding. Support car. I don't know. Go ahead.
Pardon me, on again. Mega Man Legends.
Oh, man. I haven't played Legends in forever.
So you forgot all about the support card.
I vividly remember portions of Mega Man Legends.
Supportions.
And being impressed with it. And it just recently got re-released on PlayStation 3. I want to get it because I would like to play it again. Too bad I didn't do that because then I would have got the song.
Wow, wow.
So
are you keeping score?
No, but I think I'll remember.
Okay.
So that was from Carefree Captain. It was Mega Man Legends. This one comes from Rat Mastered. You'll get it.
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Any one you want. Turbo Championship Edition. This is Ken's theme.
Yeah.
I remember many a battle on the docks between Ken and Ryu here. Hadouken!
Sure you can.
So
Wayne Jesus.
USA.
Yes. When you were puking.
Yeah.
Hadouken!
Exactly.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
A puking.
So that was from Rat Mastered, and it was Street Fighter 2.
That is a great name.
It
Isn't
is.
it? Rat Mastered. This one comes from 6 Speed.
Tiger. I like it. Oh, I know what this is. It's our two tribes friends. It's it's a little cube and he Edge.
Yeah.
Oh, on this day. Thank you.
It is
Great
Edge.
music in this game.
I really like it.
It's on 3DS. I think it's on Wii U. If you haven't played this game, play it. It's a lot of fun. Good stuff.
A nice song for like a weasel's day out on the town.
Yeah, exactly. We were all thinking that.
Like picking up scraps. You know?
Scraps.
Scraps.
What scraps does a weasel eat?
Scraps. It's kind of
Just like go see
Dingy.
chimpanzees. All right, go ahead.
every weasel I've ever met, at least. So that was from
Listen up, you weasel.
That was from 6 Speed, and it was Edge on the Wii U. Raj Chaos sends us this one.
I like it. Is it DS? That horn makes me think DS. I got no idea. Oh, DS. Phoenix Wright
Well, I'm not
anything.
saying for sure. I don't know for sure, but I think it is.
Those.
I'm just gonna pull this out of my butt. Is it that Rhythm King and the Emperor's Treasure game?
We don't know.
I'm sorry, Rhythm King.
The song or the game was Advance Wars.
Oh, goddamn
2.
Advance Wars.
Black Hole Rising.
Another one I never get the music from. That's not like a... What
Kirby
the
tried to pull that one out of his black hole.
What? What's the song title?
Sensei's theme. Sensei's theme.
No, Sensei.
Look at the guy.
Oh, great
Notice
Sensei.
me, Sensei.
That's what I was thinking.
Man, I need to replay those games.
Body your Sensei.
I would, but I could never find any copies anywhere.
All right, so that was. Oh, get your car fixed every morning. This one comes from.
Maybe you should leave like a passive-aggressive note on her car.
Thanks for
With
your
like 20
unique
bucks.
alarm every
With
morning.
like $20 and it says, please get this fixed. Love your neighbors. Okay, well, so this next song comes from Mate Senpai. Oh. I don't have that one. So, in the meantime,
What's
he
going
wants
on?
something because I got it ready last week. So I just have to.
No, it's this week. Now is this week.
So he says, speaking of pizza. Oh. Well, that's
This is great.
weird.
This is doing great, Lumber. What was that? Excuse me? We don't say that word on this podcast. We say, dear whiz.
Oh, dear whiz.
Man, we were right on schedule. We were having a great show.
We'll see if this works.
Okay.
I really made a mistake here. I'm so sorry.
Yo, Noid.
It is.
Speaking of pizza.
I know.
Oh.
So he says, we'll let it play. Speaking of pizza, I was thinking about the pizza question, about the 2 cheeses and the pepperoni,
I
and
do want to
thought,
hear this.
are they stacked in boxes on top of each other in the freezer? If they are, does that make them a pizza box sandwich?
Oh.
Would putting the pepperoni pizza between the 2 other boxes make it a sandwich?
Yes.
If not otherwise? Or does the fact that they're in boxes change it?
No, you could eat a box if you want to.
And I'm okay with, I think that's a pizza sandwich.
All right, that's the whole song.
I like that part.
Speaking of pizza.
Give me pizza. All right, this one comes from Pratt Trap.
All right, so it's too good for N64 or anything below, so it's at least GameCube, but probably not. Can you turn it up, please?
You played it. You might have played it too, Kirby.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is. Now I definitely know. It involves
Did you play it?
presidents.
No, I can't remember the name.
Let the presidents help you. It has Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, I remember it. I know the game, but I forget the title.
You want me to say it?
No.
Think of
Come on, Kirby.
Think of electricity.
You can do it.
Oh, the conduit. Duh. You can do it.
You're right. It was
Conduit.
the conduit, and that was from Pratt Trap.
You can do it.
Our last song.
We were saying that all the time back in the day when it first came out.
This last song comes from My Body Is Ready. Who wants to know? I mean, I know the answer, but
Whoa.
wants to know, pardon me,
Yes.
is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
I mean, it's meat and bread.
Yeah, it's just like the bread's connected on one part.
So let's take this one step further and require people to refer to them now as hot dog sandwiches.
Yes, I can do that.
So if you say I want a hot dog, you just get the floppy meat.
Because like we've all had hot dogs before that were on like two pieces of disconnected bread,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like you've had a
Yeah.
bun that is split while you were eating it.
Or you're eating just one slice of bread.
I mean,
I would
don't
never
get me
demean
wrong.
myself by doing that.
It's not like the optimal sandwich form, but it's definitely a sandwich.
I agree.
Yeah.
Some comes from my body is ready.
So do we have to call hamburgers hamburger sandwiches?
Yes.
Yeah. Hot dog sandwiches.
Like, just like a manwich.
Otherwise, you just get the meat.
Boy, blow.
Yeah.
I used to love the little music. Oh, I still do. The little musical flourishes it would do when you fed him jelly beans. So, like, if he was the latter, like you feed him a jelly bean, and it goes as he grows, and or if like when he was the jack, you let the jack out, it'd be like it was good. Great game, great soundtrack. Apparently, there's a new Boy in this Blob coming out. The last one was great too on Wii. I really like that game.
Trouble is
With the dedicated hug button.
Lablonia. Lablonia.
Blobble.
Lablonia.
Yes, we got it. Bologna. All right, how many we get?
Well, let's see. You got that one wrong.
got that.
That one wrong. That's it, right? Oh, that one wrong.
We got 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
That's a passing grade.
7
That's
out
a
of 10
C.
ain't bad.
Mom Brain, where can people send music?
Well, I'd be really grateful if you would send it to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. That's gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Send as many songs as you want. We like trivia. You guys like trivia. You always get upset when we don't do trivia. So as long as you send in songs and we have more than one person, we'll do trivia. All right, that's it. We're done. Show pretty much on time today. I'd give it a solid 11 out of 10, I think.
11 out of 10 would recommend.
Goodbye, everybody. All right. 1 second. Okay. How many of you in the chat have purchased Xenoblade Chronicles X or plan on purchasing it? Well, Xenosov is in there talking right now, so I'm guessing he owns the game. Well, yeah, hopefully a lot of people will pick it up. I've seen people posting pictures of all of their friends list on Wii U, which shows you what games they're playing, and it's just like name after name after name in a row playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. So it seems like a lot of people bought it. Thank you, Link Triforce. I appreciate it.
Is it cold?
Malik Halo says, I'm playing it right now.
Feel my nose. It's
What's the thermostat?
No, it's not that cold. It's always at 69. Right before I started the show, the temperature was 72 in here. So I don't know. I don't know what it's at now. Not less than 69. I can tell you that.
69 dudes.
69 dudes. Video Game Guru says, I have to play it right now. Roth Sothi says, it doesn't arrive for me until next week. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I saw lots of people cursing various retailers. Someone was like, I'm never ordering from Amazon again. Someone was like, Best Buy sucks. They didn't get it for me. But hopefully those problems have been fixed.
You'll be back.
You always come back. They always come back. All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you have a great weekend. Play some games. See some friends. Have some fun. Red Dragon says, hey, I watched the pod while playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. Well, thank you very much. Artin says, sitting on a shelf right now. Lord Jaguar says, good show, long-time listener, first time posting a chat. Thank you for joining us. Andy the Zombie says, I'm going to pick up Xenoblade X in a couple of weeks. Well, you guys that are playing it, enjoy it. You guys that are going to pick it up, look forward to it. You guys that aren't interested, play something else. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.